mighty mini of you, Craig. What's up, guys?
Not only is it mini guitars, but you gotta give me a pink mini guitar. What the?
Welcome to Switching Gear.
Yes.
We're back.
We're back in action. Please hit that subscribe button. Relatively in this vicinity over here.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second, real quick, right? So we need your guys' support, right? So please subscribe because we want to bring you more content. We want to keep making these videos, but we need your support. So
yeah.
So I know Craig, every episode he's saying subscribe, and we have the icon coming up there. So like right now.
Yeah, it's there.
It's there.
It'll be there.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's get started.
So, yeah.
Coffee. You want to
That's
obligatory coffee here before we actually do anything?
Here we go. Cheers.
Right.
It's been a while.
Cheers.
Cheers to you all.
Cheers.
All right. So we had this brilliant idea to bring you guys some mini guitars, and they really are cool. It's funny because really we're grown men holding mini guitars. I guess their sole purpose is either a novelty of just playing a cool little mini guitar or for younger kids.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that's quite often overlooked is, let's just say you go to sleep one night and you wake up and you're a giant, right?
You'll be
used to it.
That's right. That's right.
So nobody thinks of that. Like, what happens if you're a giant and you're playing guitar? So now these guitars we're used to are going to feel so small. But if you have one of these, you're prepared for the giant apocalypse.
So you can be a giant.
You could be a giant and still be comfortable playing your guitar.
That's awesome.
So
I never thought of that.
Nobody thinks of that.
No, because
they think a zombie apocalypse.
Right,
what is the giant apocalypse?
No.
Come on.
So, all right. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And I think I know what the answer is, but I'm going to ask you anyway. All right. What was the very first small scale mini guitar that you've ever seen?
Ever seen or ever played?
Seen.
I don't know if you're going somewhere specific with this, but my answer to that is we've talked about that I've played in a Van Halen tribute band many years ago.
Back in the 70s.
Before
Van Halen came out.
Before
with the first
Van
album?
Halen, yeah. So we were tributing the band that didn't exist yet.
Right,
which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we had that foresight. But no, so there's a song we all know called Little Guitars, or if you don't know that song, you should definitely pick up Diver Down because it's a great tune. And it is played on a little guitar, at least live. I don't know what he did in the studio.
Right.
It's a mini Les Paul. So Eddie kind of made that thing famous for that. So we used to do the same thing. And we used a knockoff Les Paul called the Lotus. Remember the Lotus brand of guitars?
Okay.
And it was a little mini Les Paul. And it was tuned like crazy. I remember struggling with the tuning because if you were going to play that song on a standard guitar, it had to be a drop D with a capo on the 4th fret.
Okay.
So to figure out what that actually, and it was tuned down a half step because it's Eddie.
Right.
So it was like, I remember being like, oh my God, I'll play this thing live. To tune this thing was such a struggle to try to figure out. So I actually had a cheat sheet, like this string should be this, and, because it was like a minor third up, drop D, but everything was tuned down a half step. So it was like a mind bender.
Right.
But that was my first experience with a mini guitar.
Right. So and that's why actually, because it was mine too. Probably I was maybe 11 or 12 years old, somewhere around that time frame. Looking at a rock magazine, and there's a picture of Eddie, and he's got this little tiny Les Paul, and I remember like, what? Like, what's up with the little guitar,
Exactly.
And I probably didn't even know of the song yet by that point, the song.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, but that guitar was tiny. These are mini, but if I recall, that guitar was really
it's funny
small.
because when I first picked this up, I felt like the neck was kind of normal.
Right.
It didn't feel small. I mean, the bodies are, everything's small about it, but the neck, the spacing, the frets don't seem very tight or close. So, yeah, it's kind of funny.
And what we have here today, we have a Squire Hello Kitty Mini.
Yep.
And we have an Ibanez Gio Micro, it's called. And this is more like the shred humbucker type guitar, and that's more of a Strat-like instrument. But wanted to take a look at these today and see, if the mini guitars hang with the big guitars, and are they just small? Are they just made for kids? I'll tell you a quick story about this one. I got this as a travel instrument. Was going on a family vacation, and I didn't want to bring a whole guitar, but I needed to stay and practice because I had, some recording or a gig or something to do.
Sure.
And I went out and I wanted a mini guitar. I'm like, let me get something that's at least compact that I can carry around and still feel like a real guitar. And this one did the trick, so I went out and
it totally fits that bill because, like I said, the neck does feel like it's a standard guitar to me. It doesn't feel. I mean, I've played other mini guitars that feel like everything's like really cramped together. I don't know what it is, but it feels like a normal. Even the thickness of the neck, like the neck radius, everything seems like it's more intended for an adult than a child.
Right.
I still think they might struggle with getting their fingers down and wrapping around the neck. It might be better this way for them because they won't have to be reaching further away.
Right.
But
like
the frets,
like
which is good because, so that's good because it gets them used to or gradually to get into the regular size guitar. They won't have to mess with or relearn the spacing and stuff between the frets, but they will have an easier time accessing this part of the fretboard, not having to reach further out. So for that, it's cool. And the color's great. It's totally me.
Yeah, it is. The Hello Kitty. And it's right up your alley.
Yeah. That one looks cool. I love
so this one
with the black pickup.
This one is it's a stop tail bridge. It gives you volume and tone. It's got 2 Ibanez humbuckers in there. A little out of tune, but it's chunky.
Totally sounds different.
It sounds like a Strat. It's got single coil.
Completely sounds like a Strat.
And that's a stop tail piece also. I don't think any of these mini guitars actually have tremolo
like
systems.
Like a Floyd or something.
Yeah, not that I've seen. If you know of any, let us know. I haven't seen any.
Yeah.
But this is basically a Strat as far as...
Sounds like one.
Yeah.
Plays like one. Feels like one. I wouldn't think that these are high-end pickups.
No, I mean the price point of these guitars are sub 200.
Yeah,
just
right? Entry level, just kind of get somebody into playing, or like you said, travel guitar, something more portable.
I got to tell you though, on both of these guitars,
they feel good.
The
dressing's nice.
Neck dressing's really good. Fret dressing's really good. One thing I've always noticed about mini guitars, and I guess it's a price point thing, but it bothers me, and this is where I think maybe some quality control or maybe some appointment improvements could be implemented here. The tuners, right? And maybe it's because it's a smaller scaled instrument and the ratio is too high on the tuners.
Too much tension or something.
Really hard to keep these things in tune, even with a stop tail or a regular fixed bridge.
It seems as soon as you bend a note,
it's out.
It's out.
It's out.
Like if you're just gonna do like maybe finger exercises, open chords, or some chord stuff, you're okay. As soon as you start bending notes, this one not as much vulnerable as that one.
Yeah, this
maybe
one
it's got better
tuners. Like and I've tightened the screws up top, to try to keep them from moving.
Yeah.
But still, they move a lot, and even when you're trying to tune it, again, I think the ratio might be too low.
Maybe.
Or whatever whatever that ratio needs to be is not really correct.
Sure.
For the smaller guitars, at least to my ear. Very hard to keep in tune. But I've seen them on just about any mini guitar I've played. I've seen that, kind of low-end tuners, difficult to keep in tune.
Yeah.
That would be my only gripe. That pickups, I mean, these pickups sound pretty good.
Yeah.
But, front pickup. It's got a little glassiness to it, which is cool. Some sustain. So these are pretty cool. And they appear to be normal size humbuckers to me. So I mean, you could even go crazy and put your tone zones and put your favorite pickups in here, and you'll get a really cool instrument. This one is balanced pretty well.
Yeah, so
slightly top heavy, but I mean they're small guitars.
Well, it's because like this is a normal size headstock, it seems. So it's like it's kind of dragging it down.
Didn't even realize that, but yeah.
So it's definitely feeling a little top heavy as well. But yeah, I mean, listen. It is a sub $200 guitar. You got to expect to get what you pay for,
right?
And that's what we got here. So check this one out.
Cool.
Let me see what you think. Have a Mickey day. Got like Ingve tones going on.
This one's cool.
Yeah.
It totally sounds like singles.
Yeah.
It's got that grassy.
I kind of like the sound of it. Nice.
Check that out.
Oh, let's see. So out of tune. That's cool.
Yeah, it just like totally goes flat on you.
Yeah, it's cool though. It is what it is.
Right.
You know, it's got its intended use. Again, travel with it, get it for your kid, be prepared if you become a giant.
Right, right.
All right. So what's the verdict? I like that one. I like the look of this one better, but I like the sound just because it's a Stratty sound. It definitely, to me, sounds very Stratty. This one just sounds like, doesn't have as much character to the sound, I guess. The looks of this one, playability, tunability, and sound ability of that one. So I would get that one, and I'd probably not get it in pink.
You sand it down. You can match your other.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I've been known to do that.
So, I might agree with you. I think the neck feel of this guy better. It looks like the frets are a little bit bigger on this guy.
Yep, they are.
But the tone, this one is pretty cranking.
It's true to a Strat.
It's true to a Strat. The neck feels really good on this one, actually. It feels almost like some Strat necks, some necks you'd want to feel on a Strat.
Yeah.
That don't feel like this.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Neck feels really good. But yeah, I mean, the tuning thing, you could probably put high-end,
Sure.
locking tuners on there if you wanted to. You could spend, a couple $100 and change out the pickups too, and you could have this little, rock star of a guitar. You could do that. I don't know that I would.
Yeah.
But yeah, it serves its purpose. Yeah, to me, I think it's a toss-up. To be totally honest with you, I think I like things about this. This feels a little bit more of a solid guitar to me. This feels more.
Yeah, definitely.
It doesn't feel like a sub 200 to me, where this one, sometimes it does.
Yeah.
The nut material, whatever that is.
Yep.
The tuners, like I said, but they're both cool. I think I'm split down the middle with this one.
I'm not. I'm definitely 100% with the Fender, with the Squire. But
Okay,
this is
fair
cool.
enough.
So there you have it.
Cool.
Another verdict in
Another
the
one.
books.
Right.
He's split. I'm the pink.
All right, guys.
Subscribe once again.
Yep.
And we'll see you around.
Cool.
All right.